Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for Next on Deck. It's me, the GREG SC Bush.
Yeah.
Joined by my forever rival. He is the one, the only, the final Maddie. What is going on, brother?
What's up, Gregory? We missed you yesterday, but we're glad you're all better. You rested and recovered and beautiful as always. The beautiful Mongo. I have had a wonderful day of work. No complaints. Happy to be off. Happy to talk about NXT and no craziness besides just the craziness of one double Hall of Famer. That's about it.
Oh, God. Well, hold on. Wait. No, the evolution hasn't gone in yet. You're right. Double Hall. He'll be a triple Hall of Famer when it's all said.
Yeah, eventually.
What's going on, folks? How you doing, Reggie? Queen. Wait, Batty win?
Batty was our winner. She ended up defeating Reggie. So they got a new champion, but unfortunately, we don't. We still got punk ass Mike.
Fucking Mike. God. Batty, damn. Now who
get a woo! Woo!
Can I get a woo?
Woo!
Reggie said I blame FBI and Spitfire. That's fair. Did
I blame FBI because
did Batty take the FBI? I think everybody else took TBA, didn't they?
I think so. It was like one match where it's like she was the opposite of everybody else, so that basically just like sealed the win for her. So congratulations to her. Fucking FBI losing to be announced.
Man, I don't.
FBI beat. No, they didn't.
FBI won.
FBI beat to be announced.
Why would you do a TBA on a pay-per-view and then have them lose? What the fuck?
Right.
All right. Okay. All right. Simmer down, Puddin'. All right. Relax. Jesus. You won it. Now you got to keep it. All right. That's the tough part.
Right. Double will be tomorrow. The way.
Yeah. So before we get into it, first off, so Raw last night was all matches essentially. Like
Raw was good as hell. Like I didn't fall asleep on it.
It was. It was great. They promised like 4 King of the Ring and then 4 Queen of the Ring matches. They ended up moving 2 of those to house shows.
Right. That was the ultimate fake out. It was smart. I like it. Making live events be worth a damn.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I'm sure they're gonna like upload highlights and shit.
Right.
But man, so we're getting Kofi and Ray on a live event, and then I think Shayna and
Shayna and Shayna and Zelina.
Yeah. I guess it gives you a reason to go to those. You gotta find a reason to make those important.
I love that they're trying some way, somehow, instead of trying to get rid of house shows, they're trying to figure out any type of way to get people to show up to them, to make them work for them again. Like besides just having the random title changes. So now we're gonna have. I mean, it isn't like we didn't have the roster to do it. We got a roster that's big enough to have 2 separate brands. We have a roster big enough to have like quarter, semi, like all sorts of a long ass tournament.
So we have like an opening round, then quarterfinals, then semifinals. Then it's like we got a lot of matches in this both these tournaments. And I said in top rope, like in the last few times we've done these tournaments, it's been like mostly at best mid-carders that were never going to be met. And now like everybody in these tournaments are like, everybody in this can be like a champion for like the next 3 months.
It's like they brought it back to the old school King of the Ring from the 80s, where you have folks like Harley Race and Don Morocco, Bret Hart. Like it went from being something that was like basically a main event with upper mid card like lower main event type of deal to then it just became, oh well, if you win this, you're on your way. you're next up, as it was the Money in the Bank, and now the Money in the Bank does that. So I guess but
it's still like
I love it.
The way they're talking about it, it's like maybe they're gonna make the winner get something. Like we've been saying this for a while. You and I have been talking this specifically for a long time. Like, just make it where the winner gets a title shot at SummerSlam,
right?
And that's all you got to do. Like, just hey, you get a SummerSlam title shot, boom.
Because that year they did it with Brock in 2002, I assumed that was going to be
RVD,
like the thing forever. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You win King of the Ring. Not only are you king, you get a title shot at SummerSlam. That makes Summer WrestleMania worth a damn. Like, hey, you just won this tournament. You're going to Cleveland. Unfortunately, you're going to Cleveland.
But it's like, and that's when, you know, there were a lot of people there, and that was the tournament where they're like, Brock won, and you're like, oh, it's gonna be Rob Van Dam, and then Rob got destroyed by Brock.
Right.
All of a sudden, we got a brand new star in Brock Lesnar. Like, shit, they could do that with Melo this year. Like, Melo's in this. He's facing Corbin, so he's probably going to beat Corbin.
And then next week, brought to you by Matty Bischoff.
Yeah, I've never. That's bullshit, by the way. But, we'll get into that later. But like Melo, we could get Melo and AJ Styles in the next round. Like, that is an insane matchup.
Right, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, like what the
what the heck?
What
free TV?
Oh, this is all we wanted. This is what we wanted.
I bet ain't none of those matches getting moved to a house show because they on Fox.
Better watch Bobby take the L for Tama. But before we get into all that, I guess it's time to talk about Ric Flair. And guys, if y'all don't know anything about it yet, it is
it ain't good. It ain't good.
No, it's
shit went bad real quick.
Yeah, it definitely should.
Agreed.
Out of like,
so,
I think
what was it? 2 weeks ago?
2 days ago. Either 2 days ago or just a day ago, Ric Flair went up on Instagram, tagged this random restaurant that apparently he went to, and was like, "Hey y'all, this restaurant is the worst restaurant in the world. They disrespected me, this, that, and the other." Me being me and Greg, we were just talking about this. We both kind of just like, we saw that and we were like, sure, Rick, they disrespected you. They disrespected you, Rick? Okay, we believe you wholeheartedly. You're never the problem.
Ever.
And today, they revealed the video. What up, Cookies?
What's going on, Kanisha?
Yes. Definitely. Cookies was just basically in our conversation.
You were just talking about that. Oh, this motherfucker.
That's literally what Greg said. Like, does Rick think he's still like 1984? Does he think he's still in his prime? Because he showed his whole ass at this restaurant.
I think when we were looking at Rick's initial, like, you should never go to this place. I've been going here for the way Rick types, where he like capitalizes every word, is like the most old man shit I've ever seen. And then like he's like, if I've been going to this place for years and giving you business and talking about you, but now I'm telling everybody that follows me, don't go here. And we were like, Rick's old drunk ass got thrown out of this place.
Right.
We knew it because that's just what was going to happen. Yeah. Lo and behold, somebody recorded footage, and that's about what happened. That's about pretty much what happened.
The highlight, I only watched about half of the video. The funniest part to me is whoever the guy is behind the bar, that guy is being super nice. He is treating Rick with all the respect of an older gentleman. And Rick is just like, you know who I am. And he's like, no, sir, I don't know who you are.
sir.
And then he's just like, well,
I was
your
born
name?
in
He's like,
1995, sir. I've never heard of you.
he's like, well, what is your name? He's like, Nicholas. He's like, Nicholas what? He's like, and boy says his name, and he's like, Nicholas Dickhead. And I'm like, and the guy says, well, dang, like, what did I do? Why do I have to be? Like, why am I being called all this? Like, what? Like, I was just like, Rick, you drunk. They probably what happened is he was drunk. They cut his ass off, and he got mad because he probably got so many friends behind the bar. They weren't there tonight, so they didn't overserve him. They saw that he was probably drunk and said, "We're not getting in trouble. We're not about to be going to jail. We're not about to be getting sued because we overserved you. So you're cut off, Mr. Rick." And he said, "Do you know who I am? I'm Ric Flair. I don't get cut off."
Anytime someone, even if it's somebody big, well, they're like, "You know who I am?" You just want to go, I really don't care. I really don't care. Yeah, Cookies. Yeah, there was actual footage. Someone, I think it was a customer that was.
It was either the customer or the restaurant, but somebody was like, "Nope, Ric Flair ain't about to get them in trouble. He ain't about to have our business go down."
You idiot. So yeah, Rick showed his old drunk ass again, as he always
wearing
does.
the same jacket he always wore on AEW.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't change his clothes.
Right. He probably don't. He just smells like pee. And
it's so sad, man. It's so sad that because we're all wrestling fans. We all grew up like admiring and appreciating Ric Flair, and before things came out about stuff, like we still like, it was one of those things where you're just like, yeah, well, one of the greatest of all time. And we'd always heard about like his monetary issues and other things, and you're like, man, hopefully Rick gets, things get better for him, and they just never do, and it's always his fault. It's always his fault, Matt. It's always his fault.
He lives the gimmick. He even said it in his documentary that he lived the gimmick, and he's still living the gimmick. And it's like you said, it's sad because there's been stories of wrestlers that they basically lose their identity and get caught up in their gimmick, and they basically become their gimmick. Like I remember The Rock talking about that in his book, where he said like he came home one day and he was almost like in Rock. He was still in Rock mode. Like his wife had to tell him like, "Nah, you still acting like Rock. Chill.
You gotta turn that down.
You gotta turn it off." And Rick the 80s, he kept it on and he never flipped it. Now it's just stuck.
Just who he is. It's
literally who he is.
It sucks, but unfortunately, that's just what it is, and it's Rick, man.
And also, if y'all didn't know, he revealed yesterday that he had a heart attack in his last match, and nobody was shocked.
No, because we saw it happen. If you watch that, match, there is a point where Rick begins to like kind of struggle to really, and he like, you can tell he's having a hard time breathing, and every single one of us that was watching it, I know you're all watching it live as it happened,
right?
Go back and see it, and I was like, did this motherfucker have a heart attack mid-match? And y'all said that's what it looked like, yeah. And then, he's talking about it months later, like, oh, I was playing up the heart angle about my heart, trying to get people invested. That motherfucker had a real heart attack.
The doctor
in the middle of the ring.
The doctor was like he looked at a specific part of his heart. He said, all of this right here is black. He said, this means you had a heart attack recently. He said, when did you have a heart attack? He said, I never had one. He said, it said you had a match. He said that what you thought was just some tightness and you was running out of breath? They said, nah, bro, you had a heart attack. We knew he had it. Me and Kenny were watching that shit. Because we were like, he looking, it was visible. It was visible. You knew something was wrong and you couldn't, but the bad part is you didn't know if he was selling. You didn't know if it was real. So you're just like, but when he passed out, I knew that was real. Because at that point, that was the heart attack. He passed out from the pain of the heart attack. Because when the match was over, he told the ref or he told Andrade, I passed out. I don't know what happened.
He went pale. He went pale.
Right.
And like, it's just, can nobody tell that man no? Like, can nobody in his immediate family, like, hey, Rick, man, probably just, because he wants to have another match.
Right.
He wants to have another one, Matt. He wants to, like, what are you doing?
He's still in the best shape of his life. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not. Like all the rest of that whole paragraph, he's like, I did all the tests and did all this. I'm like, no, you didn't. Because I'm pretty sure the doctor said, you're not doing nothing. He don't even need to be drinking. That's what made him him being at a bar drunk. I'm like, you're on death's door, basically. And you're still doing what you want to do. Like, there's no, like you said, nobody's going to tell him no because he's Ric Flair. So
that's
he's
why,
going
like,
to drink himself to death.
I think him having an energy drink is such a wild thing because, like, there is no way a man with his problems, with that kind of heart issue, can drink those energy drinks. Your heart will explode.
He's doing that, and then he's selling weed.
Selling weed,
you got a weed strain too. Bruh, you ain't doing both of those. Like he did, I saw it was a video. Somebody was making fun of him because he was standing next to Mike Tyson, and they were both smoking. And everybody was like, everybody instantly like noticed. They're like, Rick's not even inhaling, so why the fuck is he just over there just wasting weed?
Just wasting, yeah.
Like, it's just back to his monetary issues. He just got to slap his name on anything. That's why we got Woo Wings.
Woo Wings. Yeah.
Everybody want that garbage ass chicken. And Woo Energy.
Bro. Just relax. Just get out of the public spotlight. Go home and just don't
follow Vince's lead. Just sit at home and let people handle your likeness, your name, image, and likeness. And you can just sit at home and collect the checks and go to conventions.
It sucks that like we're like, man, this guy is gonna go at any moment. And it's like, it sucks to say that, but like, not only is he in poor health, he is actively making himself worse.
Right.
By the way he's like acting and the things he's putting into his body. Just what the fuck, man?
Because it's like he tells us one thing and it's like, dude, we heard what the doctor said. We know you lying. Who do you think you fooling, Rick? You was just on death's door like 7-8 years ago. You did you got out of it. You did not make a full recovery, my guy. You are not supposed to be smoking weed. You're not supposed to be doing wrestling. You are not supposed to still be drinking hard liquor. You need to be eating a grapefruit with some sugar, probably drinking on some Metamucil and some Durkalax and going to bed at like 4:30. You need to be going to Denny's. But nah. He out here.
It's that thing about just like not being able to quit that life when you're like a rock star, and you can't stop. It's just what you've been used to for so many decades.
And you know who's gonna be just like him? Our favorite fat ass, Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Yeah. And man, it sucks because he really didn't have to be. He was doing
like he has shown how desperate he is as AEW has gotten older. Because
his first 2 years,
he'd be gone.
Yeah. His first 2 years in AEW, great. I was like, man, what a great, like, you're wrapping shit up, probably done the next 5 years. No, he's still going.
That man is still going and like, I want a belt. I want any belt.
Not only still going, still getting hammered drunk, still trying to hang out with the younger guys, getting upset when they're not going out drinking at night because like that's just not what the younger guys do now, man. That's not, this is not what happened. That was the thing about when he was in WWE, he was getting like sloshed with like the Good Brothers, Enzo, the Usos. Like they were
Ambrose, like Jimmy Uso and Dean Ambrose, the two biggest alcoholics ever. Yeah. One is in recovery, and the other one, Jimmy, just don't need to be doing nothing.
Yeah. Jimmy is hitting that point where you're like, all right, don't be the next Jeff. Let's not.
Jimmy is on that. He has the RKO like touch where they're like, yeah, you're a Uso, so we're just gonna tell you to chill. You're on strike 2.99999999.
Yeah, we're gonna pretty much keep you indefinitely, but
get an Uber.
Oh God. So yeah, that's the situation with Rick. Whatever, it sucks to see, but
if he's not lying, he's halfway dying. So
let's talk about Raw.
Raw was action-packed, like Greg said. It was non-stop matches with minimal talking.
Yeah, we had like just a handful of promos. It was mostly like the show opened with Judgment Day coming out, and I swear to God, when they got in the ring and Damian picked up that mic, I saw all three of those guys, Dom, Balor, and JD, look at him like they were about to jump him. I was like,
I mean, it's
doing this now?
slowly going to happen.
Yeah. It's and there was more problems with them, but he apologized to them for going off on them when he didn't need to. And he says that JD, we're cool. You just tried to help. Balor, we're brothers. They hug it out, and then Dom comes in from behind and like joins the group hug. And Priest is like, all right, that's enough. We still got business to talk about. Balor is supposed to take on Drew in the King of the Ring tournament, but Drew not medically cleared to compete.
Right.
So I was like, I gotta buy. I'm gonna be King Balor, not the Prince, the King. And Damian Priest is hyping him up, and Pierce comes out like, no.
Right.
We're gonna have a match right now against the man you screwed over. And as Jey Uso comes out, and
I was like, yeah, this is gonna be lost points.
Yeah. Hey, Raw takes those. That's
great.
That's just how that goes. The Priest apologizes to JD for saying something about his big ass head. No, the big ass head comment stays. That's just a fact of life. It's Jay wrestles Finn, and I said this in one of our group chats. I was like, these guys shouldn't wrestle each other because
that match was kind of boring to me.
It was because they have the same style. They're both
like when you said that, I was like, "Holy crap, they do!" Because I was just like, "Why is this match like so flat?" Like the two people that I love, I'm just like, "Okay, this is him." Yeah,
you just
like, hurry up and lose, Sam.
They do the same stuff. They all have kicks and punches, and then they put you in a hold, and they punch and kick each other, and then they both have like their impact move to set up their finish, and their finish is a dive off the top.
Yeah,
it's the exact same. Like these guys should not wrestle each other because it's nothing. It's just it was 15 minutes of brawling, and it just it's better when they have somebody that has a different style that they can work against.
Right. Him and Drew would have been better.
Oh my God. I mean, great.
That would have definitely been better.
I'm assuming Drew would have lost anyway.
Right.
Like, I think I don't know, because it's supposed to be Finn and Drew. So I would have guessed that like Punk would have cost Drew and Finn would have gone on. But instead
that's what I was hoping. Then they changed it at the last second. I'm like, well, I lost those points because I ain't changing. I can't take out Finn.
Yeah, the first night of fantasy, we started a new season, and the first match, fuckery, immediate fuckery.
Right.
That's why you're getting some payback on SmackDown. So Jay beats Finn. It was fine. It just wasn't. There were a lot of better matches on this card.
Right.
It was okay. Balor. Later on, we'll go back to the back, and the priest will be like, "Hey, it's okay, man. One loss doesn't define who you are." I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
Okay. All right. And then JD's talking about it being Braun's fault because he hurt Finn last week. And Priest says, speaking of Braun, somebody needs to take care of him. And he's about to tell JD to do it. You can see JD's like, my face is still broken. Like, I can't. And that's when Dirty Dom walks in with Carlito, and Priest almost says, "What the fuck?" Like, he has to hold it back.
That's what I wanted to say, because I walked back into the room. I was like, "What is Carlito in the damn Dom? What? Why you keep bringing all these people in?"
Priest guy was furious. What are you, Dom? What are you doing? And he's like, "It's cool, man. It's cool." Like, it's not cool. Look who the hell it is.
That nigga thought y'all wasn't gonna see me.
All right. Anyway, so we're talking about Raw, and Carlito does his like Carlito cool shit for like 5 seconds,
right?
And it doesn't work. He's like, "Yo, you were in Raw. That's cool." And then like nobody reacted. So he just starts talking normally. He's like, "Yes, sorry about last year. That's his business." Like, did you just drop your accent? What the fuck just happened? What are we doing?
We did a Kofi. Aren't you supposed to be Jamaican?
Yeah,
that's exactly what the hell he did.
You supposed to be cool? So Priest says, "You cost me my match, my big moment in Puerto Rico last year. I don't want everyone to see you here again." And Carlito says, "Hey, that was last year, man. Like, we can work together. I need to handle my business with the LWO." And Priest says, "Get out.
Right.
You're not allowed in here. Get out."
Carlito literally hit him with the, "Why you bringing up old shit for? I thought we got past that."
Right, Carlito just trying to cover his ass because he know he about to get his ass beat.
like Carlito has no friends.
He's like, "I need friends. Dom, let me in your group, man. Let me in your group." He's like, "They're not gonna like you."
Dom's dumb ass. Just
Dom is sitting there like, "Nigga, I barely like you. I don't know if they gonna like you. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro." Like,
that's why I was like, why the fuck did Dom was there when Carlito screwed him over. Why was he? What is he doing?
Dom all over the place. Mommy laughing. He ain't got no direction.
Especially, but I don't know if y'all peeped this. Did y'all peep how Dom's bandana was in Liv's pocket?
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He about to have a new mommy.
Dom's bandana was in Liv's pocket, so there's about to be some. When mommy come back, there's gonna really be a fucking beef,
bro. We're gonna have the ladder match for custody of Dominic Mysterio 20 years later. Is that what we're doing?
Bro, yes.
For the Women's World Championship and Dom.
At SummerSlam.
They literally gonna put Dom in a shark cage and have his ass
down. Dom in a shark cage match, holding the women's world title.
Oh god.
Who's my mommy? Who's my mommy match?
Gross. So gross. But so after the first match, The cameras follow Drew backstage. He runs into Pierce, and he's just giving Pierce a piece of his mind. And then he gets in his car and leaves. And the second he pulls out of that parking lot, like, as he's pulling away.
Me and Matt talked about that in the chat yesterday. We was like, this is some bullshit. First of all,
how did you not see him?
First of all, why was big ass Drew in that little ass Lambo? That's number one. So CM Punk definitely saw that mountain of a man trying to squeeze into that little ass car. So he knew that was Drew. Secondly, how did you not see that bright ass school bus yellow fucking Ford Mustang that CM Punk pulled up in?
Hey.
Like, I know you looked in your rear view and saw that bright shit coming in.
Bro, I think it was you that was like, what? He just saw was that a fucking school bus pull up behind me? What the? Why are they back there?
Like, why at no point did you not look back? And then on top
exactly, of that, I'm like, you're not looking back at all to see, not even to be curious, to even as you're driving away. Because he drove, I'm like, you're going to see CM Punk get out the car. You ain't going to be like, oh shit, they're going to that nigga.
First of all, they both of them are full of shit. Because CM Punk pulled up literally as soon as Drew pulled off. And
Drew wasn't even pulled off yet. He was like at the top of that little ramp.
Right.
You leave.
And Pierce said, not even. Pierce said, oh, that's Drew right there. If Punk really wanted him, he'd have gotten that car and followed his ass. Like,
exactly.
I'm right here, bitch. Drew would have.
That's why I like this. The Punk side of these things is weird because he's like, yeah, I just want this fight to happen. But every time they're near each other, he leaves Drew on like a cat and mouse chase.
Yeah.
To not actually fight him. You know?
Had him chasing him through the crowd last week into the sweet box, only for him to be in the ring. But I do want to mention, because you brought that up, how Punk tried to bring up the whole AEW scenario in his promo and got
nobody cared. Nobody cares. Please stop talking about it. Nobody cares.
Only Pat McAfee reacted because he was like, "Hey, Pat, you know what I'm talking about." Oh, all right, that was cute.
I think even Pat was like, "Yeah, huh?"
Yeah.
Oh my god. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Punk. Nobody cares. Nobody cared when it happened.
Nobody cares for either company.
And then on top of that, like, Punk, we saw the video. You really want to take credit for that, Choco? You really want to take credit for that? Like, that's one of the things that you should have been like, you know what? I was having an off day. You know, I let the best get to me. Don't take credit for that, because that looked like shit.
You could have driven a bus through that chokehold. Like, that wasn't locked in. What the fuck are you doing?
Like, not at all. Not at all. If Samoa Joe can get in between that chokehold, you don't have a chokehold there.
You have a gentle hand on his shoulder. That's what you had. That's all you had.
You have a caressing of the face. That's what you.
But so Punk, he's like, well, you know what? Hey, tell the guys to hit my music. I'm gonna go out there and cut a promo. And it was the Drew Punk stuff has been kind of fun. This promo, didn't he say he was gonna like hold the show hostage until Drew came back?
Said he was gonna go longer than the 5 minutes.
No, he didn't.
Even think he did.
He didn't.
No, because he went right to commercial break at 5 minutes and 42 seconds. Drew's reign lasted 3 seconds longer, actually.
He sat up on the turnbuckle and looked at his watch like, where's he at? And then the next thing we know, match time. We have a match.
Yeah.
And he was nowhere to be seen, and that was it. So what?
Maybe he doesn't know what hold hostage means.
I guess not.
I guess that was the redo, the rewrite after Drew wasn't medically cleared. Because like we said, if Drew was cleared, Punk was going to probably come out there and cost him the match. And that would have just been it.
Yeah.
But they had to come up with some bullshit, like them driving away and him coming in there to talk or something. They had to come up with some bullshit for Punk to get in the ring for something to happen, and it all just fell flat.
Question.
Like,
did CM Punk legit hurt Drew the way Drew hurt him? Was it during?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
no. He does have like a hurt elbow, but it's not like he is hurt. He's not like requiring surgery, injured. It's just since he's feuding with Punk, there's not really a reason for him to be wrestling through it. Like I had seen a report from somebody that like him and Oscar are both pulled from the tournaments. But they both wanted to wrestle.
Oscar, I heard, was like that girl's been pretty much being held together by duct tape and bubble gum.
Yeah, apparently I saw like Nia
banged up.
Share a post, like she did a post about her on Twitter, like, yeah, she's been wrestling in pain, going to house show for months in pain. She's just not been complaining. She's just been making it do what it do.
Yeah, apparently both of them are just like, we want to fight through the pain. And now we're at a point in wrestling where like the WWE's like, you don't have to do that. You just rest up. Just come back later. It's fine. It's okay. I'd rather you not get hurt. Where before they just had to wrestle through that shit. That's not what we're doing anymore, which is good. So next up we have Io Sky and Natalya.
That was a good ass match. I'm glad Natalya lost.
yeah, and I'm sure that wasn't going to be -6, but it could have been. But last week Natty had that match with Lola Vice, which was great.
Right.
And then this week she had a match with Io Sky. Great. Banger. Great shit. My only problem with it was I could not tell if this was Natty's fault or Io Sky's fault. And it happened twice. First time, like, Io's on the apron. She kicks Natty off her foot. And then she, like, looks back, looking at Natty, who's, like, looking at her, but she's kind of bent over, trying to, like, sell that she's not ready for whatever's about to happen. Then Io looks proud, taunts, springboard moonsault. I'm like, that was 15 seconds. He should have been able to move. And then later on, they do it again on the other side of the ring where Natty's on the inside. Io kicks her, and then Natty is like getting ready to take whatever's about to happen. Io looks at her, looks back at Dakota, turns around to the crowd, taunt, and then turns back around, kind of looks at her, gets ready, jumps up, springboard drop kick. Like, which one of you is off on this one? You're muted, Kenny.
I said Natty just because she got knocked the fuck out last week. She probably still cuckoo.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, I think it was Natty that may have been off.
Yeah, like maybe she's supposed to kind of go to the ground or something and slowly get up.
I think it was Natty because remember, Io's matches are a lot more faster paced than what Natty usually does. So I'm thinking that maybe Io had to pretty much slow her moves down and had to kind of wait for Natty to get in position. I'm thinking.
I would say that's why Natty is the boat. She ain't the goat.
She ain't the goat. She's the boat. We're talking bad about my girl Io. We're not talking bad about her. We're just saying like these two spots, there was some miscommunication. But they did some great shit. Great counters, great reversals. Natty like reversed a Hurricane Rana into a counter, into a sit-out power bomb. I was like, Jesus. These girls are wrestling.
I got one question. Why does Ivy now look like a light-skinned pit bull?
She does look like
she is.
I can't wait.
Yeah, they do call her a pit bull, so I guess that's where they're going.
I can't wait for Natty to retire, just because she will be able to produce some good ass matches when she finally does hang it up. Like I honestly, I'm ready for her to retire because, I mean, if she doesn't want to stay in WWE, AEW, y'all better try and grab her, and she can help y'all's women's division because she's a tremendous talent. It's just time for her. I feel like it's time for her in-ring career to just be done and over with.
Well, I mean, she's been doing this for it's almost what? Almost 20 years in WWE.
Yeah.
Coming up on it.
Look, man, I think she'll stay in WWE. If for no other reason, her and Tyson can work together on producing that.
Oh yeah, and she's gonna have a great career doing that. She is.
Yeah.
And I don't think WWE is going to let another Hart family member slip to AEW the way they did with the Owen situation.
I love how they said
they let that happen.
I love how yesterday McAfee was like, today is Owen Hart's birthday. And Michael Cole just like straight didn't say nothing.
You know, it was just an elbow in the
uncle's birthday. The great Owen Hart.
It's like, we can't say that name over here no more.
I looked like he ain't about to say nothing about him.
But yeah, it was better. It was better than the Jay Finn match, just because, like, again, they shouldn't wrestle together.
Yeah.
Next up was the match. If it wasn't for the main event, probably the match of the night. Still might be the match of the night. Ilya Dragunov and Ricochet. Ooh. Good God Almighty! And
that match, like me and Matt said, that match was definitely 50-50. It could have went either way with either person winning, and I don't think anyone would have been mad at the outcome with either person winning. You know, and the best part about that match was the promo Ricochet cut after on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Heel Ricochet is coming. I sent that shit to the NWO chat. Like, oh yeah, we're getting King Rico here. We're getting Prince Fuller, baby.
Yeah,
cocky, arrogant Ricochet is gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
With the crown?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know he's bringing the crown back. Absolutely.
Oh, that's gonna be sick.
But also before the match, he's talking backstage about getting ready for the match, and Braun Strowman comes in. And they hug it. Hey, what's going on, Rico? Brother, how you doing? And the interviewer's like, Braun, why did you help Ricochet last week? And he goes, I've always been a big fan of Ricochet. And also, I've always been here fighting for the little guy. I'm like, first off, no,
you saw what you did to Ellsworth.
Yeah, exactly.
When I heard that, I said, I know we're not about to sit up here and try and make us remember that bullshit of this man getting bullied by the best in the world, Shane McMahon.
Ain't no way we're going to be acting like this man has been for the little people for all these years. Absolutely not. But then he looks at Ricochet. He says, you show them why they call you King Ricochet. Go get him, kiddo. I was like, kiddo? Did you just call this grown man kiddo?
Grown-ass man whose girlfriend is outside, right out there.
Bro, I don't give a shit how big. I would have slapped the shit out of him. Are you serious? On camera?
Listen, that's what
that
little promo actually made me think, okay, Ricochet might win. They got Braun coming over here saying this or whatever. And then 20 seconds later, they cut to Dragunov's promo. And he's pretty much telling the whole WWE roster, I'm going to kill all y'all. And I was like, well, there goes that throw to Rico winning.
I had a feeling like it was 50-50, but I'm like more likely than not he's gonna probably lose. I was more shocked that he had that damn promo because he literally he's like, I'm sick of this shit. He said, I'm tired of getting close. He said, I'm tired of getting close. He's like, close? Nah, fuck that close shit. He's like, I gotta win. I was like, okay.
It was so good. I think there's a lot of great moments. If you haven't seen the match, go watch it.
If you haven't seen the match, that match and the main event somehow mysteriously WWE is letting these two matches rock. They're being posted in full match all over Twitter.
Yep.
That's how good these two matches are. And WWE is letting them rock. They ain't taking it down.
No, you know the WWE, they'll be on that shit like that. It doesn't take a second. We
can't even play 10 seconds. We can't even play 5 seconds of a song on this show.
Yeah.
We've been shut us down.
Oh, I will tell y'all, because I'm the professional. I'm the one that always be using WWE footage in groups and outside. they let me get about 12 seconds. But like whoop that trick, that video was different for some reason. I think it's because I got all the crowd noise and Booker T and all that, like kind of masking. So they didn't flag it. And also because I think it's because I put it up on Instagram first, didn't Facebook. They just didn't care. But like y'all said, the rest of the time, if you put 5 seconds, they'd be like, yoink, this is property of WWE.
Yep. Oh yeah. And Arby. My favorite part of this match was so Ilya early on hits 2 German suplexes. Is going for a third, and then the next minute and a half is Ricochet fighting off that third German suplex, and he ends up sending Ilya to the ground, to the floor outside, and he goes for a moonsault. And Ilya, you can see in the camera, Ilya is like lining this up and like trying to do the math and geometry here. Steps back just enough that Ricochet misses, catches him, German suplex on the floor. I got a little bit hard just when that happened. Just like, oh.
My favorite part was when he was setting up for that H-bomb, and right when he was going to land it, Ricochet just out of nowhere hit that damn recoil. I was like, holy shit.
Kind of the torpedo Moscow with the recoil. That shit.
Yeah.
Smooth.
With that final H-bomb knocked the Sonic rings out of Rico's ass.
Oh my God. Once he kicked out that recoil, I was, you about to go night Rico.
Yeah, good God, what a incredible match! And we're gonna get. I
love the show of respect at the end too, because that was a good ass match. That's what the King of the Ring should bring out of people.
When Ilya usually when they did that, they wait for you to stand up and then they'll like offer the hand. Ilya choked Ricochet a little bit when he picked him up. Like you heard Ricochet go like yes, he did it. And then
that's a trick. One trick.
Yeah. It's like, stop choking people. The match is over.
Hey!
Jesus, relax.
Oh, angry ass.
They kept saying, Triple H says he's the most intense wrestler he's ever seen. Like, yeah, no fucking shit. Even when he's trying to shake someone's hand, it's really weird. He really you're always afraid someone's going to shoot you. Like, you're really always afraid someone's out to deliver a hit. He shakes Ricochet's hand, and they have this real intense, close. They didn't kiss, but they almost did moment. And we move on. Ricochet cuts that heel promo on Twitter later. Great shit. Just fantastic stuff. Next up was Zoe Stark and Ivy Nile. And you know what?
Good match. Good match.
That's the best Ivy Nile match I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Zoe. Girl. Good God.
Ivy Nile, she's gotten so much better than what she has. But we got to find a look for Ivy Nile. She got a Big E haircut. She got Lashley's eyebrows and Gresham's body. Like, we got to fix it. Like, we got the money
Not the Big E haircut. That ain't cool.
She got Big E's haircut. She got Lashley's eyebrows and Gresham shape. Like, it's like Ivy. We got to find something for you because you walking around here looking like a gym towel.
Nah, she definitely looks like a fucking pit bull. Like when Kenny said that last night, I was like, yeah, she dead on looks like a damn pit bull.
She looks like a light-skinned pit bull. Like she about to sing R&B while she rips your neck off.
Ivy, gives us the look how strong I am spot with the stalling suplex. Holds Zoe up for 2 minutes. Zoe is getting so smooth with her springboard moves. There was Io Sky was on this match, and I still think Zoe had the best springboard dropkick in the show. It was money.
Zoe teaming up with Shayna was really, really good because what that wound up doing is it wound up putting Zoe in a lot of matches with Asuka and Kyrie. people that actually know how to wrestle. So Zoe had to keep up with them during their feuds and stuff like that. Because once again, I pointed out before, the advantage that WWE has is the house shows. So the fact that she did all of those house shows with them, you know what I mean? It allowed Zoe to actually build up to the point that she's at right now. And she looks good. Like, if Zoe was in NXT right now, I'd say immediately strap that North American title on.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't even have a tournament or nothing. Just put it on her.
I think what she got to learn from Shayna was that you don't have to be like a great promo if you can show off your character is that I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you in this ring, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck for you for about 15 minutes. That's that like aura that Shayna has, and it rubbed off on Zoe. It really did. When Zoe kicks you, it looks like it is. It looks like Gunther chops. It looks like it's the hardest shit that has ever hit you in the chest and the leg. She rocks.
Zoe ain't pulling back. That's the problem. Like, we got somebody got to tell Zoe, like, you don't get full extension and connect to these people's jaws. Okay, like, slap your thigh.
The newest, yeah. God,
Survivor Series.
That's very nice.
WWF on it?
Yeah, that's how Matt rolls. Can't be that WWE logo. It's got to be their original. If it ain't the original, he ain't getting it. Yeah, great match. Zoe advances. I think we're gonna get it's Zoe versus either. Is Zoe facing the winner of Shayna and Zelina, or is Zoe facing somebody else? I can't remember.
I think it's facing the winner of Shayna and Zelina.
Zelina, okay. So I might get Shayna and Zoe, which I'm excited to see. Actually, I kind of
because I was hoping we was gonna get Oscar versus Io. But
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say something I think you would never hear it come out my fucking mouth. I was kind of upset when I found out that Kofi and Ray match was going to be over the weekend and not on Raw. I kind of wanted to see that match.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to see that match. I'm not gonna lie to you about that.
And after the promo that Kofi cut, I want to see Kofi, like this intense Kofi,
right?
That we haven't seen in a very long time. You know.
Yeah, New Day is going to be interesting. Like, honestly, the people like New Day, AJ, Sheamus, all the older, the veterans, basically, I'm interested to see how they fit in Triple H's WWE creatively.
I think what's going to wind up happening is we're going to get, I'm going to say this last thing, and I actually got to get back to work because I'm actually what I think is going to wind up happening, we're going to wind up getting the vets taking on the younger a lot, because they're going to be like, hey, you guys think you're young, you can do all of this. Hey, we're still here. We can still do this. This is still ours. Almost like how we had the 2.0 versus Black and Gold, but kind of like on the main roster. I think that's kind of what we're going to wind up getting, where the old heads. I'm just saying, they ain't gonna get rid of me. Shit, they need
it. Yeah, no, I think I'd be okay with
if
that.
You heard, Daddy, if you heard some of the stories that I tell about work, trust me, you would know they ain't getting rid of me.
Sure, hey.
Like they'll get rid of the piss before they get rid of me. I think we're gonna want them having like that where, like you said, the older guys like Kofi, Sheamus, even Oscar. I think they're gonna be like, hey, we've been here for a while. We know what we're doing. And y'all gonna do this new shit. Let me show y'all what it's like to really get down and gritty wrestling. I think we're gonna see a lot of the older guys start working strong style, I guess would be the way to say it. They're a little bit more stiffer with the young guys. Be like, see, yeah, this is what, and it's gonna want to build it into like possibly a civil war, maybe even by Survivor Series.
It's Man Event Mafia time, part 2. I got Jeremy Borash and Abyss getting it ready. Let's do it.
fellas, y'all have a great show. Let me run back in here, make sure nobody's stealing.
All right,
Like
bro.
they are, throw them in the chokehold.
Have a great one, Kenny.
All right, man.
See y'all later. You see y'all, fam.
Great stuff so far. The next match was Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. Nothing happened. It was
Right.
it
That
was
was literally a just pointless. Sammy came in, fucked everything up, and now we're getting a triple threat match in Saudi Arabia.
That's it. We ended up getting a Becky promo where she was interviewed by Michael Cole in the ring. Liv Morgan interrupts it, and Becky mentioned like, "I want to work with Alba Fire," and I'm like, okay, I didn't think that like of all the names you were gonna say, I did not expect.
That's when I got up. I was like, yeah.
I want to work with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Like, really? Of all the names you were gonna name, and then she mentions Zelina and Lyra. And then
I definitely got up then. I was like, oh no.
That's then we got Liv interrupting. And I guess I need to go back and watch it. Y'all said that Liv had Dom's thing in her back pocket.
Yeah, apparently I guess she did a photo shoot or something. But you can see Dom like a little corner of the Dom's bandana hanging out of like just a little teeny like a corner of it just peeking out of her pocket.
Got the new JR book, baby.
Oh shit.
Business is about to pick up. Let's go, JR. All right. Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, okay.
I got another book to read. Liv is talking shit to Becky about, you promised me a match, and Becky said, fine, Queen of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, 3 weeks, you got it.
Great.
Like, oh, okay. It's like I thought it was gonna be harder than that. And then while they're doing their stare down, Damage Control's music hits, and Dakota Kai is gonna be wrestling next. But they get in the ring and they try to attack them, and they have Becky and Liv back to back for to fight, and then Liv bails out and abandons Becky, laughs at her. Like, okay, yeah, so Liv's full on heel. Okay.
Right.
Becky's getting beat up, and then Lyra Valkyria makes the save. Did you see that she was more dressed up like she used to be in NXT UK?
Hey, I noticed that. I said, okay, where was this shit in NXT?
She had the feathers. She had the weird hairdo. Like, it's like, oh, okay. Probably should have worked on that character in NXT, but all right.
Yeah, I missed, because at that point I'm like, oh, I saw Damage Control come out, and I'm like, oh, I guess Asuka's gonna get her Asuka entrance, so that's why she's not out there with them. And lo and behold, nope, she's hurt. So I'm like, Lyra, I came back and Kenny had asked me, like, does anybody, like, did we just take a -6? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, Lyra won. I'm like, well, who did she beat? And then I had to go back and look. I was like, oh, Dakota Kai. Nobody got her. Like,
no.
Nobody cared about Dakota Kai.
I think Damage Control got split up amongst all of us.
I picked Asuka specifically.
Like, no, not the whole group, just Asuka. Just give me Asuka and nobody else. Lyra ends up beating Dakota's ass, and solid. Lyra's great in the ring. It's just she has to work on that character stuff.
Right.
And I guess we'll maybe see more of that down the line.
Yeah.
I do like that we actually went back to her UK stuff, because, like, all right, that's a start. We'll see where it goes. Backstage, Braun is talking to Adam Pearce after Pearce is talking to Awesome Truth. Truth wanted to fight the Huskies in the tag match. Even their coach is like, how would that even work, Truth? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Miz says, Truth, you gotta stop setting up tag matches without my input. And then they leave. And Braun shows up to ask Pierce why he's not in the tournament, which is a great question. It's a great question. You know, we have one NXT call up in Lyra Valkyrie in the women's bracket. The men's bracket has Carmelo. It's a fair question to ask.
I just knew Braun would be in it, but no.
Apparently not.
And I don't know why Braun ain't in there.
He walks back, Pierce, tell me why I was overlooked regarding the King of the Ring tournament. And Pierce says, if you want to step into my office, I can explain. And last week on NXT, we had a moment like that where Abel was like, if you step into my office, we'll talk about it. And we got something later. We didn't get an answer to that.
We didn't get no explanation.
Braun just talked to Pierce off camera, and we don't know why. And
I just knew Braun was gonna. They announced it. I said, "All right, Melo should be in it. Braun should be in it." Like that's kind of. I'm all right. You can still have up and comers and veterans still be in this tournament because everybody is kind of paired up with somebody that's of equal to them. Like Dragunov and Ricochet, even though Dragunov is new, they're both fairly up and comers. So it made sense for them to be matched up. Vet, Kofi, Ray. That made sense. You could have had like a Braun versus a Finn. Like Jay, honestly, Jay doesn't need to be in this tournament.
No, Jay's going to end up losing it and taking a loss he doesn't need. But I think that's why. I think it's because they don't want to give Braun a loss early. Like, Ilya is probably not going to the finals.
Right.
Melo, maybe. The SmackDown side is actually kind of hard to pick. But Ilya's not going to the finals.
SmackDown is wide open. Raw is like, who is going to die to Gunther?
Yeah, it's Gunther. It's Gunther's to lose. So, like, you don't want to beat Ilya and Braun in the tournament, right? So, give Ilya a few matches to shine, and then he'll lose. Braun doesn't have to take any losses, and they'll build him up later. That's my guess. The main event, Sheamus and Gunther, part 3. You know, third verse, same as the first. If you like the first match, if you like the second match, it's a banger.
You're going to love this one because it's the last one because Sheamus got his chest torn to shreds.
Sheamus said, no, there will not be a part 4. Like, I don't blame you, motherfucker. Jesus. That camera got a close-up of his back 5 minutes into the match when, like, Sheamus was on the mat and Gunther had him in a headlock. You can see clear as day the handprint Gunther left on his back from a chop.
Like,
oh my God.
Ricochet and Sheamus had reminders that they were in a match because they got torn up by Gunther and Dragunov, respectively. Oh my God. Shout out to Sheamus. Like, that man is he's 3 weeks into his return?
Yeah. And I mean, he's been on a tear since coming back. I guess, you know, a great first round loss. Sheamus going to be an insurance salesman after last. I wouldn't blame him. Going to be joining James Storm as a fucking what is it? He's a realtor. Yeah. Imagine looking at a house. You're like, man, who? All right, did you call the realtor? Yeah. Who is it? Sorry about your damn housing market.
Like James Storm.
Like, all right, the house is like $180,000. Well, how about this 6-pack of beer? All right, house is $60,000. But yeah, we got to hurry up. So I'm not going to talk about this whole match.
Right.
But yeah, this and Ricochet, Ilya, and I honestly say go find Zoe and Ivy Nile. I think those 3 matches were the matches of the night. Would you agree?
Yeah, those 3 were definitely the matches of the night.
Just a great show. I cannot wait to see more of this King of the Ring tournament. Holy shit.
I can't either. Like,
so excited.
Like Triple H that was just the beginning. Like these later, as we progress, it's gonna get even better. Especially now that they've revealed the SmackDown side. Like Friday,
we'll talk about the
pay-per-view.
We'll talk about the SmackDown bracket on Thursday.
Right.
But good God, I think the worst match is probably either going to be Tama Bobby or Mello and Baron. But even then, those are going to be good matches. Like they're going to be fun. It's just we also have Randy and AJ.
Right. What the fuck? Like that was what I saw. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, Randy, AJ. Like, that's a pay-per-view match.
Let this man cook. Let's get into NXT. We have a few interesting moments happening tonight. Mia Yim Meechin showed up last week. She's going to be a part of the NXT Women's North American Championship stuff.
Right.
Taking on Ariana Grace. So we might see Gigi Dolan's new look tonight. We're also going to see Shayna Baszler coming back to face Carmen Petrovic.
Oh, so Carmen's going to be put to sleep.
Carmen's getting those arms broken. It's going to be rough for her.
Yeah.
NXT champion Trick Williams to appear on Supernova Sessions. You and I both can't wait for that one. That's going to be fun. That's going to be great.
What's in the envelope?
What's in the envelope, and also what are Trick and Lash going to say to each other that they can slip out the center? Because the shit they were saying last week was they got talking some. Yeah, they had to go find a place after the show was over.
Right.
I'm guessing we're gonna do Noam Dar and Trick for a title match, which will be great.
Yeah, it's a good first title defense. It'll be a good first title defense for him.
It's solid. Noam's a solid competitor, so give them a reason to. That's why he beat Dijak a few weeks ago.
Right.
The main event, Roxanne Perez defends her championship against Chelsea Green. Now,
I doubt Chelsea loses. I mean, I doubt Chelsea wins.
I don't know.
But that's what I'm like. I doubt, but you never know because it's NXT.
Yeah, it's NXT. Like, I was writing articles about that today, and like over the past year alone, we had Baron Corbin, Becky Lynch, New Day, and I think somebody else come from the main roster and win a belt. Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic and Dolph. Dolph started
and Dolph. And also Dragon Lee, while he was on the main roster, came back and won a belt. So, like, we've had a lot of people win belts that are on the main roster that came back for like a few months, So we could this year, tonight, have champion Chelsea Green. Chelsea was on Busted Open today. And Bully Ray asked her, I've got the question here. If creative were to come to you and say, we want to give you a serious push. Hold on, let me give my Bully Ray voice. If creative were to come to you and say, we want to give you a serious push to the world championship, and we need you to be more serious, could you handle that? It's like a half Paul Heyman and a half Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
Come out good. And Chelsea said, I've already been told that. Like, oh, have you? So we've already had hey, if you get a bit more serious, you got a world title coming your way.
I honestly and on top of that, she's right on that same track as Nia. She's been losing. She got Jade. She helped Jade she got a lot versus Jade. She's been a tag team champion. She did a lot. Every Monday, like even though she was showing up on Monday and losing, at the end of the day, you're still on TV. So they see something in you.
Yeah.
At some point in time, they got to give her that. Hey, it's like they're gonna do Nia eventually. Hey, you've done all this. Take this title.
Nia's got to win that belt this year on SmackDown.
Yeah,
I don't see why you don't do it.
Like Chelsea Green. She ain't got to be a women's champion on the main roster, but NXT, I could definitely see it happening.
Shit, we didn't think Mandy Rose would ever win a world championship on Raw or SmackDown, but NXT, she held it for over a year.
Right.
So Chelsea was talking about how before she was a serious character. She mentioned Impact a little bit when she was a Knockouts champion, but what she brought up that I keep forgetting that she was there. She mentioned Lucha Underground and that she was like a serious competitor in Lucha Underground. And she was there for like the last 2 seasons, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She can be a serious wrestler. So I am very interested to see, do they do that switch tonight? You know?
Because honestly,
yeah,
and then on top of that, I mean, it would make storyline sense. Roxanne was doing all that complaining.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if she was to lose, because she was saying, well, why wasn't I on the main roster? Why wasn't I on the main roster? Because you got a belt. But if you want to be on the main roster that bad, let us get this belt up off of you. Now,
who's that belt? She loses the belt, and then Ava comes out, hey, you lost the belt, so you're no longer an NXT superstar. Oh, shit. So, you know, I'm excited. I last week, I was like, there's no way Roxanne loses. But now,
yeah,
it's a possibility, a chance. And I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it because I think Roxanne has kind of outgrown NXT a little bit.
That's what I've started to. I'm on that same wavelength too. It's like Roxanne honestly doesn't need to be here, especially now that Braun and Mello are gone and Dragunov. Like, you definitely need to be gone. And even like she don't even need to stay for old girl coming from Japan. No. She don't even need to be there for that.
No. So yeah, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the results and get into AEW Dynamite. You can follow us at facebook.com/undertheringpod and twitch.tv/undertheringpod. You can also find us at our link tree, which is also /undertheringpod. If you don't want to miss our live stuff every day, Monday through Thursday, sometimes on the weekend, be sure to get there, follow us, give us a follow, a like, subscribe, whatever. You'll get live notifications of when we go live.
Right.
You find me at Greg Bush SK. You can find Kenny over there at Rockrose44. Our current reigning prediction.
Punk ass Mike.
And Mr. Freshbeard. My forever rival, the final Maddie at The Right Answer. Our street captain Tito at Borea Maliente. And last but not least, our good friend and local news correspondent, Justin D. Baxley. Folks, have a good one.
I'll have y'all a good one. I better do the Don. Have y'all a good night. Rest up. See y'all tomorrow. Boom goes the Dynamite. Shout out Frank Thomas.
Peace.